Let us finish this.
Indeed.
You filth. Set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. Someone save me! You be careful too, okay? Flying Nimbus! Great! You know what to do with that key.
All existence is an extension of the gods. Without us, there is
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Let the eradication begin.
Chase! I sent you a super transfer. Use it to hold the enemy back.
Flying Nimbus!
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Here it goes!
Sorry about that.
Caution if you're going to help them. Holy hell. Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done. Ally down! If you watch out for enemies.
This ain't doing nothing, bro.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Guess I got no choice. Here comes a pain.
Bro. Warning level 1.
Holy hell.
I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Holy hell. Give me a break.
Flying Nimbus!
Let's get a surprise out.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think
Holy hell.
rushing in. You should learn when to quit. Let's go! Homie, homie!
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Man, where'd you go?
Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution.
Holy hell.
Got it.
Can't be. Justice cannot lose.
Doubled up.
In seeing as to how Gohan was now locked in a very intense training session with Piccolo, as both from that point were then shown locked in a test of strength, it was only upon having to do so where Piccolo went on to ask, "What happened to you, Gohan? What happened to that power you used to destroy Cell Max? Did you already forget about the horrors caused by Murno when he came looking for us? Did you already extinguish that warrior spirit that once burned inside of you?" With Gohan responding, "No, not at all, but I didn't think that we'd find ourselves involved in another dangerous situation like the one with Murno again." "Are you insane?" Piccolo asks. "Wake up, Gohan. You're lucky I'm not using my orange form against you. Now get it together. You're crumbling before me. Get up," Piccolo shouts. "Show your strength through the willpower you have." Who do you think will fight to protect this world and everyone on it if your father and Vegeta just suddenly disappeared? Are your books going to save the universe, Piccolo asks. You went and did it again, and I will not have you slack off on me anymore, you hear me? There is a time and place to study, and there is a time and place to train. What if that creature that your father went after turns out to be an anomaly like Murno? What if we later find ourselves fighting against an enemy that we simply can't beat just because we were too careless to do anything about it when we had the time? Get up and fight for your family, fight for those who can't fight back, Piccolo shouts. If all else, think about your daughter, a child who is counting on you to always be there during any great time of need. Are you just going to let her die? Get up and fight for her, because if you don't, then she will die. As this itself had now proven to be exactly what Gohan had needed, because upon Gohan now being shown having to slowly rise back up as Piccolo was beginning to struggle,
Alright,
it was
another
only
match.
as Gohan was then
Should we
beginning
get
to
about
get
2 minutes?
angry where Gohan went on to respond, I may not be as consistent with my training as you, my father, or Vegeta, but I will never, ever allow anything or anyone to ever hurt my little Pan or anyone else whom I love. I can feel it burning, Piccolo, with Piccolo responding, good. That's the way, now push harder. Right now, standing before you is life or death. Don't let what happened with Murno happen again, Piccolo shouts. You were lucky to have battled Cell Max after Murno, but that doesn't change the fact that you should still be stronger than this. Then if that's what you are standing before me, Gohan
what's up, Max?
says, I'll crush you, Piccolo.
Day was pretty good.
Come on, if you've been more consistent
Streamed a little
with
bit
your
earlier.
training,
How was
then
your day?
show me what you're all about. With pleasure, kid. I thought you'd never ask. As we only then see how Piccolo had tried to sweep Gohan under his legs, with Gohan being shown having to leap on up, it was only upon Piccolo now being shown firing multiple energy blasts at Gohan where Piccolo went on to shout, on your toes, a being like Murno would have already killed you by now. Think fast. No, it won't be like last time, Gohan says. As he was only from that point then met with a hailstorm of energy blasts that were now beginning to rain upon him. It was even then, despite Gohan feeling tremendous amounts of pain during this, where he from that point had now gone as far as to power up.
So
with
far, it's
such
been 2 minutes. I just found a
tremendous
second
amounts
match.
of rage that it not only went as
So
far
hopefully
as
the
to
next match
cancel out
after this
Piccolo's
is pretty
attacks,
fast as well.
but it was only after Gohan had
Yeah,
done
level
this where
32,
Piccolo went on to
bro.
respond, that's
bro.
right, there it is. There's the warrior spirit I was looking for. Alright, the more we continue to draw this out of you, the better, with Gohan responding, hey, I'm not sure if you were intending on using that there behind you, but is that a new attack or something?
Can you hear me?
Flying Nimbus!
Trunks, I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
You be careful too, okay?
You found a power key. Go slot it.
Do that.
Holy hell.
I don't know why this guy's in the sea. B key was found. B key was found. But he wants to come to the fucking sea. We had to have got stream sniped. $20.25. There. Got to find this damn sea key now. Damn. Stuck right here. C and D ripped. We had this game won, man.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
What are you doing there, bro?
The startup system for the Super Time Machine is ready. Head there now.
It's fine.
Flying
Shit.
Nimbus!
Oh, there you
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. The startup system is under attack. Stop it.
The
if
only
you
one for
can.
Dragon Chain.
Retreat if you need to. Got it? This is bad. Somebody's
man.
down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help.
Only
them.
level 1.
Ally down. If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Level 3's gone.
Holy hell.
Supplies now. Make good use of them.
Bastard!
It sucks, man.
A super transparent.
Honestly, I want to fight the developers, bro. Why did they put Broly in this game and just leave it? No adjustments, nothing. You can't beat this guy, man.
Wait, no, that's some kind of a portal, isn't it? As a seemingly baffled Piccolo now having to put this into question, it was only from there where Piccolo went on to respond, what new attack? I wasn't charging up for any attack in secret. Wait, what in the world is that thing? I've located the Skinwalkers, an individual went on to respond. Warriors of the 7th universe. Your blood is required. As we only from that point then make our way back onto Beerus' planet, as it only now appears as though with Beerus having to take a nap, Whis seems to be the only one looking back into his book for more information, as Whis went on to respond, interesting. So these demons operate best only when they're present in the demon realm and not within the living worlds. Oh, with the only exceptions being the 4 lords of the underworld and the demon god Raijin. So it's like having home field advantage, Whis adds, only operating mostly within the demon realm. To which all of a sudden, with Vegeta now being shown arriving, it was only from there where Beerus had gone as far as to wake up by asking, what the hell? Vegeta, where did you just poke your head from? My apologies, Lord Beerus, but I came here to speak with you and Whis about Kakarot, with Beerus shouting, you've got some nerve showing your face around here after destroying my perfectly delicious ice cream sundae. I ought to beat you to death right now. But then, as Beerus was shown flipping over his hammock and falling back down onto the ground, it was only from there where Whis went on to address Vegeta by telling him, what about Goku are you here to talk to us about, Vegeta? Is it because you're wondering where he disappeared into? I immediately knew once I felt his energy signature completely vanish from this universe, he adds. Oh, so I take it that you're both experiencing strange things over on Earth. Oh, I feared it would come to this, but I had to be sure and double check just to see if what I was assuming to be the case is actually true, he says. I know where Goku is, Vegeta, and so I think it's best if you come here so that I may explain it more by showing you. This may be a much bigger problem than you assume for it to be. Damn Saiyans and their stupid and sudden intrusions, Beerus says. I'm a destroyer god. What happened to showing a little respect around here? That stupid Vegeta. Him and that stupid Goku. He's lucky I didn't pounce on him the moment his foot touched this here divine grass of mine. All this demon talk all of a sudden is really starting to annoy me. They're demons. I'm a god of destruction. Who cares? I destroy them without batting an eye. And that's how it happened, Vegeta told Whis. He also mentioned something about the hour of the beast arriving or something like that before blinding us both, which then led Kakarot into chasing him into the portal. I see. So then Goku is now likely in the demon realm then, Whis says, with Beerus chiming in, that idiot's really down there all by himself. So what's the big deal then, Whis? Can't you just go there and pull that Saiyan out of there or what? We angels are not permitted to enter into certain realms without first getting approval by the Grand Minister, Whis responds. It goes with our angelic laws which always must be followed. Though we are supposed to be neutral by nature, there are always exceptions that can be made, he says. Here, come and take a look at this here, Vegeta. It says here that the hour of the beast signals the awakening of the ancient god who was locked away by the first grand angel to be reborn. Which it also goes on to mention that before the Great War turns into a long period of silence, a divine sacrifice must be made. Now I wonder what this could mean. And just what in the world is that? And where the hell did this thing just crawl out of? The energy that I'm sensing coming from this thing is pure evil. It feels like nothing but darkness and pain. Who are you? And what is it that you want by coming onto this planet? Piccolo then went on to question. You better start talking if you know what's good for you, because if I didn't know any better, I take it that you are one of those demons similar to the one who was just on this planet earlier, aren't you? Now start talking. Yes, and you must be the mortal warrior who goes by the former name Kami, presently known as Piccolo. My name is Ravagore the Collector, and I am here to collect what I was sent here to gather and destroy you both without a trace. Yeah, this guy is definitely one of them, alright. Gohan went on to land back down by responding. So what do you think, Piccolo? Should we take care of him now, or wait and let this guy and try and attack us so that way we can gauge his power? With Piccolo responding, hold your ground for a moment, Gohan. Let's just see what he wants first, and then we'll see. So, what exactly are you here to collect? I take it that you aren't here to have a conversation with us or eat marshmallows, so what exactly are you looking for, Ravagore? With Ravagore responding, what I am after is none of your concern, and I will lay claim to what I was sent here to retrieve and destroy you both in the name of the almighty Dark Masters. And I can sense many creatures like you both here on this planet. Yes, what a rich and rewarding planet for us to lay waste to as soon as we take. It appears like you two are the world's strongest, which means more corpses for us to consume. With Gohan then asking, wait, what? Gross, corpses to consume? Yeah, he's one of them, alright. And whatever that he and his buddies are here to do, we can't let them succeed if we hope to stop them all in time before things get out of hand. Listen, no matter what happens, we can't let these demons wide open to be targeted by these guys. Piccolo then went on to respond, reserve your maximum power for if and when you need it. It's better to hold off and wait to see what things are like rather than blow it all off on a weakling. So no matter what happens here, stay sharp and remain alert. Got it? But then, it was only just before either Piccolo and Gohan could react where Ravagore was then shown having to extend his arms out by attempting to grab onto Gohan by then responding, you mortals are wasting my time, and so I will collect what I was sent here to get, whether either of you accept it or not. The Dark Masters will have what they sent us out to gather, and I will not go back empty-handed. Not without taking a piece of both of you with me. With Piccolo then shouting, what the heck? This thing can extend its limbs in combat too? Oh, careful, Gohan. We've got to make sure to not give this thing what it came here for and destroy him before he destroys us. But as soon as Ravagore was then shown having to grab a hold of Gohan and dropping him, that was when Gohan then went on to shout, whoa, just what the heck is this guy doing? And that grip of his is just insane. Hey, what's this guy's deal? Oh no, Gohan! This might be a trap. He's going to try and take you instead of trying to fight you. We will deliver what the Dark Masters have ordered for us to retrieve, and so you will be the first of my victims to be taken into the demon realm so that you may be harvested. With Gohan shouting, oh, this guy's nuts. Hurry, Piccolo, before he finds a way to pull me through that portal. Oh no, you don't. I don't think so, demon. Now go and chew on this, you freak. You aren't going to be getting the better of us that easily, so choke on this. Oh, hurry and brace yourself in the meantime, Gohan. In which the moment Piccolo was then shown having to blast Ravagore and causing him to let go of Gohan, that was when Gohan then went on to continue. Oh jeez, is he crazy or what? Nice save, Piccolo. I owe you one for that. Jeez, that thing was able to grab a hold of me a lot faster than I thought it would. Thanks a lot for getting him off of me. With Piccolo responding, you can thank me later, because what I want you to do is stand back up and wait to see if that thing is dead or not. Oh, it's hard to get a good read on that thing to make any sort of confirmation on whether or not he's dead or alive, but don't let what just happened happen again. Got it? With Gohan responding, right, got it. So, what do you think? Do you think that did the trick or what? Because I can't seem to get a good read on his life signature behind all of that smoke. Do you think he's dead or what? Wait, hey Piccolo, listen. Are you starting to hear that too? That buzzing sound. But then, it was only from out of nowhere to both Piccolo and Gohan's surprise where the Demon Ravagore was then shown having to make his way towards them as the Demon Ravagore then went on to shout, "My commands are to retrieve the samples that I was sent here to collect, for there is no longer a need for mortals to exist. You will both be reconstructed into our image, for I will not let the Dark Masters down." Whoa, don't take your eyes off of this guy no matter what, Piccolo. I know, and it's clear that this thing is after something that we have, and so let's hurry and make this quick. You are the stronger of the two, Ravagore went on to address Gohan by then responding, and so therefore you will give me what I came here to collect. But then, it was only just before Ravagore was able to extend his arm out and grabbing onto Gohan where Piccolo went on to quickly intervene by then responding, "Not on my watch, you freak. I don't think so. You aren't going to have your way with him or any of us while I'm around. And now that I'm up close and in your face, I gotta say that you are one ugly bastard, you know that? He's all yours. So now, Gohan, of all the places that your masters could have sent you, they sure did pick the wrong planet for you to land on," Gohan then went on to shout by striking Ravagore. "And so now tell us what you want and why you were sent here to collect whatever it is that you want to collect." But it would seem as though the Demon Ravagore had other intentions, as with Ravagore now shown having to attack both Piccolo and Gohan was when Ravagore then went on to respond, "What I am here to collect is none of your concern. All I need is one sample and the rest will be left for the Dark Masters to decide. And very soon, once we gather all of the samples that we need, is when your deepest, darkest nightmares will come true. And so resistance is futile, mortals." "Oh no, Piccolo, be careful," Gohan then went on to shout. "He's a lot tougher than what we originally thought he'd be." "All right, that does it. I've had enough of you," Gohan then went on to quickly respond by double axe handling Ravagore across the head. "Now if you want to try and take a sample from one of us, then come and try and take what you're looking for from me." "Oh, something's not right here," Piccolo then went on to say to himself. "This creature isn't just fighting for the sake of trying to end our lives, but instead, it looks as though he's trying to extract something from us. Is it energy? No, he can't be trying to steal our energy, because if he did, then me and Gohan would have been getting weaker all throughout the course of this fight, which we aren't. So, if he's not looking to steal our power from us, then what could he be looking to take that we have? Oh, well, whatever it might be is something that we can't take any chances on, and so we have to finish him off now. And this demon isn't making it easy with his energy being concealed beneath some kind of a dark barrier, but is it magic perhaps? Oh, there's a lot more to this thing than what he's letting off, and I'm sure that he's not the last either. And so who knows how many of these demons are on this planet that we aren't fully aware of. But you just don't get it now, do you, Gohan? They went on to question by avoiding one of Ravagore's strikes. You aren't going to win here, and so you're not going to have what you came here for, with Ravagore shouting, "Oh, you are in no position to be telling me on what the outcome of this battle will be, Daywalker." In which, from out of nowhere, within the heat of the moment, as soon as the demon Ravagore was then shown having to slice through Gohan's arm, was when Gohan then went on to shout, "Oh, damn it! Those claws of his are extremely sharp. Oh, you'll need to do way more than just cut me if you hope to win." Wait a second, Piccolo then went on to chime in. "I think I know what the demon is after, Gohan. It likely has something to do with our blood, our hair, or our skin." Ah, what perfect timing, Ravagore then went on to shout by extending his arm towards Piccolo. "And with one down, that just leaves one more for me to grab and collect what I came here to collect." Wait, really? Gohan then went on to question. "Oh, then that would explain everything. Oh no, don't let him cut you then, Piccolo. We can't let this guy leave." But it was already seemingly too late, because with the demon Ravagore now having to acknowledge that he was able to collect the samples that he was here to retrieve, was when Ravagore then went on to respond, "What an amazingly unprecedented moment to witness. Their blood samples and DNA are now within my fingertips, just as I was hoping to come here and collect for the Dark Masters. And now that I have what I was originally sent here to collect, my mission and my duties here are now complete." To which seconds later, the moment Ravagore was attempting to make his escape by having to jump through one of the portals, was when Piccolo then went on to shout, "I knew it, and look, he's trying to get one over on us by trying to leave, but we can't let him escape, Gohan. There's no telling on what they're going to try and use that for," with Gohan responding, "Like hell if I have something to say about that, he won't." don't. I'll go and hold him off, but keep your eyes open just in case he tries something behind my back. To which, as Gohan was now shown getting in front of Ravagore, was when Ravagore had no other choice but to stop in place, as Gohan then went on to shout, "Oh no, and just where do you think you're going? We are far from finished with you here, demon, and so you aren't going anywhere so as long as I'm here." To which seconds later, within that very moment, as Gohan was now shown going on the attack, was when Piccolo went on to chime back in. I knew that there was something more as to why this demon was here than what he was letting off against us. And so now that we know as to why, we can't let that thing go back with our blood samples no matter what. But then, it was only just as Gohan was now beginning to beat down on Ravagore, where Ravagore was then shown having to detach his hands with Piccolo having to chime back in. Wait, hold on a second. What the heck is going on with that demon's hands? Oh darn it, now I see. That bastard can remove his hands and have them operate on their own? No, of course, that's his plan. Damn this thing, his hands are moving way too fast and it looks like they're about to go through another portal. So that was his plan the entire time, and there's nothing that I can do to stop them in time. In which, unbeknownst to Gohan from behind him, as soon as Ravagore's arms were shown fully going through the portal, was when Gohan then went on to acknowledge the demon by then responding, "Alright, now I'm not going to ask you again, so this is going to be the last time that I'm going to address you nicely, so you better start talking, cause this will be your one and only chance to tell us. Now, who are you working under?" Gohan questions. "Who are these dark masters that you keep talking about, and why is it that you need to collect our blood samples for? What exactly are you demons truly after?" Gohan continues. "And don't you dare even think about trying to attack me either, because you'll only be making things worse. So do the right thing here, and tell us as to why you and the rest of your kind are on our planet for. You don't have to try and make things any harder than what they already are for you, so tell us right now." As Piccolo went on to chime in, "He's not going to answer because it's already too late for us to do anything about it, Gohan. I saw him detach his hands before they were able to make their way through a small portal before I was able to react in time. And so this bastard got exactly what he came looking to collect here, because it was a trap." As Ravagore then went on to respond, "Who we are is not important, for our mission will soon be complete once Lord Raijin is brought back into regaining his position of power. And you mortals will all serve as cattle," Ravagore continues. "You will very soon come to find out the true horrors of our race, and thus, I only have one last task that I was set out to achieve, and that is to eliminate as many of you day-walking mortals as I possibly can, even if it means giving up my own life to see that you are both destroyed." As Gohan then went on to question, "Whoa, what the heck is he doing?" "Oh, no you don't," Piccolo quickly went on by leaping on over and shutting Ravagore's mouth. "Oh, hurry Gohan, we've got to destroy this monster while we can. Now hurry and blast this monster right now while I'm still able to hold him. So send this monster into the grave and hit him with everything you can." With Gohan then having to respond, "It's about time that we shut this creature down, and I couldn't think of a better attack to send this monster packing than this one." In which seconds later, with Gohan now being shown firing off a gigantic Kamehameha with Piccolo being shown holding the demon in place, was when Piccolo then went on to shout, "Oh, now let's just hope that this works. Now go and tell your so-called masters that we aren't scared of any of them." To which, upon Gohan's Kamehameha now being shown having to make initial contact by blasting Ravagore away, was when Gohan then went on to chime back in, "And do make sure that the next time that you and your little buddies from down under in the demon realm decide to invade our planet, that they bring more than just one demon to try and get the job done here." As Piccolo then went on to shout, "Oh, so now that one definitely hurts." "Whoa, oh no, are you okay, Piccolo? I swear I didn't mean to do that." "Oh yeah, well, don't sweat it, kid, because so as long as that thing that we were dealing with is now gone, we can at least now take a little bit of time to get ourselves together and get down to the bottom of just what the hell is going on around here lately. But what's worse is the fact that that monster was able to remove his hands and go back into that realm that it came from with our blood beneath its fingernails, so I don't like that." With Gohan being shown having to point out by then responding, "Well, actually, after blasting that thing, I saw something falling down from the sky that looked like it belonged to that thing, and I I think it's somewhere over in that area over there, so if we're hoping to get any sort of answers here, then we better start looking around. With Piccolo responding, that's actually a good idea, because at least we'd start covering some ground here. So okay, while I go and look, just be sure to keep your eye out on whatever else could be lurking around here that's just waiting to attack us when we least expect it. With Gohan responding, you got it, but let's just try and hurry and make this quick. To which, as Piccolo is now shown having to approach the area which Gohan had pointed out, was when Piccolo then went on to respond, well, I wasn't planning on hanging around here all night, so once we've done doing what we've got to do, let's go and head back to Bulma's and see if she can help us with any of our demon problems here. And go figure, fresh blood, Piccolo continues, but there's something in the middle, something solid. Wait, hold on a second, Piccolo continues. This looks like a piece of that demon's horn that must have been blown right off his head, and it still looks very fresh too. Well, this could actually be something that can help shed some answers on what's going on, Piccolo continues. And if there's anyone who would be able to get down to the bottom of almost anything, then it's certainly Bulma and Dr. Hedo, and so we better go get to them now before more show up, Piccolo continues. And let's just hope that we can get some answers out of making out what the hell is going on around here by showing her this, to which all the while, when then going back onto Beerus' planet, it would only now seem as though Whis' conversation with Vegeta was now shown continuing, as Whis went on to then respond, oh dear, well, it looks as though this might actually be a much bigger problem now than how I originally assumed that it would be, but, well, in order for us to know for sure, then I must seek out and go speak with the Grand Priest in order to find out more information on what may have caused all of this. And quite honestly, this was the last thing that I'm sure any one of us would have wanted to see happen, but unfortunately it has, with Vegeta then responding, wait, hold on a second, so you're meaning to tell me that your psychopath of a brother Murno was once responsible for sealing this demon realm away? But then what does this mean for all of those demons who are now in the demon realm? Oh, just great. Vegeta went on to try to locate Goku once again by responding, I can't seem to get any sort of reading on Kakarot's life energy anywhere, no matter where I look. Oh, but I know that there must be a way to reach him somehow. But how if I can't sense his life signature? Oh, damn you, clown. You sure picked a great time to take a vacation, you idiots. With Whis then having to chime in, well, you won't be able to find Goku if he is somewhere in the demon realm just by having to search for him the old-fashioned way, Vegeta. But here, I want you to take this. Whis went on to hand over the book to Vegeta by then responding, since we angels are never to go and learn of the dark arts which make up or counter a demon, maybe you can go and pick something up and learn a few things from this book, along with expanding your knowledge on learning more about who and what these creatures are. This entire so-called demon realm situation, Beerus then went on to say to himself, really seems to have Whis a little on edge, especially since it looks like he's about to leave and take off and go somewhere. A little odd, but maybe this entire situation is worth looking into once I've taken a small nap. Though I do wonder on why he'd give Vegeta that book while he leaves. What does Whis know about these demons that I don't already know? Beerus went on to question, with Whis then having to respond, now I'm not entirely sure on what is currently taking place within the moment until I speak with the Grand Minister about this, but while I'm away, I do ask for both you and Lord Beerus to keep your eyes and ears wide open in case either of you come across anything strange around here, Whis continues. We can't be too sure about this until we get down to the bottom of what exactly is going on here. Well, and just in case if we do, Vegeta responds, then we'll take care of it while we wait on your return, Whis. And though I'm not entirely sure on what I'll be able to find in here, Vegeta continues, but I'll try to see what I can look into and get as many answers as I can, if anything, with Whis then responding, good, so do make sure that nothing else goes wrong around here if you or Lord Beerus happen to run into any sort of trouble. To which, as Whis was then shown having to take his leave, was when Vegeta had now gone as far as to look on up by then responding, oh, just great. And now it looks like we'll be stuck here dealing with demons the entire time. Oh, well, this was certainly not what I had in mind here today. And just when we managed to get ourselves out of one mess, here we are finding ourselves getting dragged into another. Oh, and I don't even know as to where I'm supposed to start or what I'm even supposed to be looking for in this damn book. This would have been so much easier if we had just gone and fought the demons head on instead of just doing, well,
Hopefully we get a W this match. For Q to get out of there. Nimbus, no skills. But then where's this key? Yo, what's up, Chugs?
Great! I know what to do with that key.
Thought I was a gun in here.
He doesn't come this way.
I'm an android, you see, and you can call me by my name. Cell.
I need help! You're a
One
big
more,
help!
more. Two.
Flying Nimbus!
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. That's a new power key. Place it now. Welcome. Close.
Where have the key? Try to find that key.
Welcome. Welcome.
Playing second match, third match. We won our first match, lost our second match. Now I'm trying to see how I'm going with this. It's not looking good. What's up with you?
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Well, let's go.
welcome.
Oh, come on! Give me a freaking break.
There's not much you can do. We got no Jedi Knights.
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Holy hell.
I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Woo, man! Oh my god.
Ally down.
Why the fuck did you come in, man?
Watch out for enemies.
Bro, I got snaked by the wall.
Care to take part in a little warm-up? We'll see about that.
This guy really came all the way to E just to kill us, bro.
I'm close. No!
Would you care to take part in a little warm-up?
Oh no.
We'll see about that.
Whew.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
The startup system's destroyed. The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head
Alright,
for the
execute,
beacon
bro.
that's indicated by a blue light. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. I've sent the escape
Holy
time
hell.
machine. Use it to get out of there. The escape
Just
time
left the
machine is
line.
back. Whenever you have a beacon, you can call it again.
Done!
Yo, what's up, bro?
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
This guy left his teammate. Stole a Dragon Ball and left him. People are weird.
This. Well, I doubt that you'll be able to find anything in that book that Whis gave you there that will help you learn of anything that would be of use to you against these demons, Vegeta. Beerus went on to then quickly chime in. But then again, I haven't read that book there in millions of years, so I likely forgot about what's even in that damn thing to begin with. But do be my guest there and go on ahead and look, with Vegeta then having to question, wait, so you yourself once read from this book, Lord Beerus? But if you did, then how come you don't seem to remember anything that's inside of it that talks about, well, how to deal with them, or did you just truly forget? Well, I did happen to just skim right by it or whatever, Beerus responds, but I don't know, maybe you'll have better luck on reading through that thing and understanding on what needs to be done to stop those creatures. And well, in the meantime, I'll just go and take a nap for now while you read. To which, as Vegeta was then shown having to sit on down, was when Vegeta then went on to respond, oh, well, that's just wonderful, but maybe I'll be able to learn about their origin and perhaps a technique or two that will maybe help us stop them from coming. Oh, now let's see what we have here. And you better tone it down while you're here, Vegeta, because if you were to disturb me while I'm taking my nap, then you're going to have much bigger problems to worry about outside of those demons and that damn book. With Vegeta then responding, right, well, I'll be sure to try and wait until you wake up then in case I were to find a technique in here that I want to try. But then, it was only now unbeknownst to both Vegeta and Beerus from above them where the Demon Has was now shown having to spy on them, as the Demon Has went on to then chime in, a book, you say? How very interesting for an angel to hand that over to a mortal to look into. You sneaky little worms. And with only two of them here and with that angel taking off, this here now gives us a golden opportunity to collect a few samples from the two of them while they're vulnerable. Yes, so I better go and inform the Dark Masters of what they're doing here before it's too late. To which all the while in the meantime, when then going back into seeing Whis travel through space, was when Whis then went on to say to himself, now I'm almost positive that Murno's influence and his battle against the multiverse must have certainly been what caused for the demon realm to now be blown wide open, but how was it that none of us were able to sense this happening up until earlier today? Was it perhaps that maybe these demons have been in hiding this entire time? I have no doubt that my father's battle with Murno must have certainly been what caused all of this to happen all of a sudden, but I do wonder on what that book meant by what it said, as I'm also very certain that all of this must have predated even us angels before we were born, with of course the exception of both Murno and the Grand Priest. Whis continues, well, I'd better hurry and gather all of the answers that I could from the Grand Priest before things continue to spiral out of control here, Whis continues, and especially if the Super Dragon Balls are all starting to go missing in the process as well. And as I'm sure that the others must also be aware of these strange disturbances that have been taking place, for I have a very bad feeling that something is waiting for us that we have yet to locate and make a discovery on. And so I must hurry. And I can't believe what those Dark Masters are trying to do, especially after knowing of the stakes and the danger that comes with attempting to bring someone like Murno back. And if they are somehow able to bring Murno back from being erased, Goku continues, then the cosmic balance of the entire
This is
multiverse
Beyond Dragon
will be
Ball
thrown
Super, the
into
entire
utter
story of
chaos,
Dark
just like it
Masters
was
and Demon Realm.
before. And
And
so
Demon
there's
God.
got to be a way for me to break out of here and warn the others about what's about to happen here. I just have to try, to which as Goku was attempting to be shown doing so, was when Goku then went on to continue, oh, come on. Why can't I break free from this thing? It won't budge no matter how hard I continue and try to push. What the? My powers are completely zapped, which means that this chamber was meant to keep me from transforming into using higher levels of power after all. Wait, what's all of that rumbling and that noise that I'm hearing, Goku asks? Oh no, they were able to capture another one of the Super Dragon Balls? And what's even more alarming is I think that those Super Dragon Balls are getting smaller and smaller the more they are brought into this realm. So does that mean that they're able to shrink the Super Dragon Balls down to size so they can be used a lot easier down here than how they normally are? To which all the while in the distance, as soon as Dark Master Gira and Toro were now shown having to observe the Super Dragon Balls, was when Gira went on to then respond, so I see that Bakara and
Never
Jogo
seen
were
this
indeed
manga
successful in obtaining yet another one of the
YouTubers
Super
from
Dragon
the
Balls
anime.
after all. And with the Saiyan locked away within his chamber as he awaits his death, very soon we will bask in our rightful and deserving glory, with Toro having to chime in, as it should, for the time of our ascension draws near, as the Super Dragon Balls are going to be the keys to our unmatched and absolute power. And very soon, once all goes according to our plan, the Demon Realm will grow to become unstoppable with these in our possession, and with our fellow Dark Lords returning to us once more. This just now means that Jogo and Bakara should already already have most of the Super Dragon Balls within our domain, with Gira responding, as I'm sure they do, because look over there behind them, Lord Toro. It looks like they've brought another, to which as the two were now shown doing, it was only just when Bakara and Jogo were shown having to re-enter into the Demon Realm was when Jogo went on to then respond, and as promised, for we shall deliver, and with 5 of the 7 Super Dragon Balls collected, only 2 more remain before we are able to finally carry out our ultimate plan of action against the multiverse, as we don't plan to stop until the last 2 are found and of course retrieved to us, with Bakara chiming in. And while we go back on our hunt in finding and retrieving the final 2 Super Dragon Balls, it would be best if we keep these locked away just in case of any of those rotten deities were to catch on and find them. That's right, Jogo responds, and to ensure that the Super Dragon Balls are kept hidden from anyone else to find and retrieve, allow for me to take it from here. And so I call upon the great giants of our realm to come forth and protect our most valuable assets from unwanted intruders. And I call upon the youngest of the great Leviathans to do what is required of them, Jogo continues. I call upon you to come forth and take these magical wish-granting orbs wherever Master Toro instructs for you to bring them, and guard them with your life for so as long as they remain with our possession. To which, as Goku's pod was now beginning to shake, was when Goku then went on to respond, Hey, what the heck is that? Why is everything just suddenly beginning to shake all around me? And just what in the world is that energy that I'm sensing? Whoa! And just what in the world is that? Goku then went on to look up by questioning, is that another one of their demons that they have living down there with them? He's huge! Well, this thing's gotta be even bigger than any of the great apes that we've seen in the past. Wait, don't tell me that there are more of these things that are living down here outside of this one here. Ah, yes. Brilliant idea to have one of our great giants go and seize the Super Dragon Balls for us, as I know just the right place for him to bring them all into, Toro responds, with Gira then having to chime in, and if I may, I'm assuming that you'd want to hide them all in the time chamber, with Toro responding, that's exactly where I want to bring them all into. And you know as well as I do that the Super Dragon Balls possess unmatched power, and by hiding them inside of one of the time chamber realms, could we only then harness an advantage that no other being can: accelerated time. Their energy would replenish at an unparalleled rate, which would give us the ultimate advantage in allowing for their recharge time to diminish at an incredible pace. And even let's just say if someone were to suspect of our plan, Toro continues, pinpointing the exact time chamber that we have chosen to hide them inside of would be like finding a needle in a multiversal haystack. So why let the Super Dragon Balls gather energy at the pace of the mortal realm when we can bend time to our will? It's the strategy of a true mastermind, and it'll only be for us to know on where they are while we shorten their time span in order to continuously use them. Well, what a marvelous plan, Lord Toro, Gira responds. And with time being on our side,
my favorite character is
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
The Dragon Balls
Who's
for
yours?
as long as we'd like, with Toro chiming in, and that's exactly why we will have our way with no end in sight. And so now then, Leviathan, go and grab onto those Dragon Balls and chain them together and follow my lead. To which, as the giant Leviathan was now shown doing, it was only shortly after, with the Super Dragon Balls being shown condensed in size, was when Gira went on to then chime back in, and as we minimized the size of those Dragon Balls to reduce the overall efforts of pulling them into the time chamber, this just makes our mission that much easier now, with Toro responding, excellent, giant. And now that they are all safely secure, you will now come and follow me into the time chamber, where we will keep them all in. And while we search for the last remaining Dragon Balls, we will ensure that everything goes according to our plan until they are all collected. Let us go and make haste so that way we may find and retrieve the last of the Super Dragon Balls, Jogo went on to then respond, before they are spotted by any of those who are beginning to notice that they have gone missing from their respective universe, Bakara. Yes, and even if they go and try to do something about it, Bakara responds, we will stop at nothing to make sure that we collect the last of the Super Dragon Balls regardless. So let us go. In the meantime, then, Gira responds, I will go and check on that Saiyan again and see what I can get out of him in the meantime. Ah, Sugami. Just in time, Gira continues. Were you able to create what I have asked of you, or do you still need a little more time? With the demon scientist Sugami then responding, Mistress Gira, the genetic makeup of the Saiyan mortal now courses through the veins of our very creation. These shadow demons are the perfect amalgamation of Saiyan strength and demonic malevolence, now forged into one. And with Goku's DNA at the core of this creature, Sugami continues, he is not only a testament to Saiyan might, but also a symbol of our dark brilliance. The warriors of light will not stand a chance, with Gira then responding, and do you happen to have this sample of the shadow demon with you so that we may witness its power for ourselves?
I prefer
As a
watching
matter
the
of
anime.
fact, Lord Gira,
It's just
I
easier.
do, Sugami responds. I have the vial that contains this beast right here
But the
with
manga
me,
does
as you
give
can
you a
see,
lot
with
different,
Gira responding, excellent, Sugami, your intelligence has
Also,
always
that's
been
not
of great value to us, and
So
since you have it with you
story
now,
first,
I have an idea. Why don't we go and test our newly created demon creature on our newly visited Saiyan guest who waits for us, Gira questions. Shall we carry on, with Sugami having to respond? It would be an honor for me to show you the full nature and brute force of my newly created shadow demon, Lord Gira. Wonderful, Gira responds. Then come with me and let's see what our new experiment has to offer in battle. To which seconds later, with Gira and Sugami now shown having to make their way in front of Goku, was when Gira had then gone as far as to address Goku by then responding, and well, would you look at what we have here?
I bought that Pumpkinhead for 200 TP medals. Crazy. My outfit would look sick if I had a cape. Yeah, red cape. Not that, bro. Blind? We already found its E key. Let me head to A and B then. Last player. Man, I was gonna go save that girl. He's chasing me. Drop the Dragon Ball off just in case I get smoked. Like right now, for example. We got one bar off. But he has the last Dragon Ball. Bro, I have the worst teammates in history, bro. You guys saw that, right? Idiots. Yo. I don't know, man. Yo, well, I don't know what's going on in Breakers, bro. I really don't know. Let's see what happens. They're cooking. Damn. There's still 2 or 3 level trees left. Ooh. Good game.
It's your lucky day today, Daywalker, for we actually have a surprise that's waiting for you, Goku. And don't worry, it's not a trap either, with Goku then having to question, wait, what exactly are you up to here, Gira? And why are you opening my chamber door? With Gira responding, because we actually want to see how good you truly are as we prepare to watch you engage against a very special opponent that my top scientist over there, Sugami, had created by using your blood, of course. And so I'll put it to you like this, Saiyan. If you were able to defeat our newly created Shadow Demon, then I'll award you your freedom. But if you lose, then you will go right back inside where you currently are, Gira continues. So for your sake, I hope that you were able to survive, unless you want to find yourself back inside of that prison pod of yours, with Goku responding, alright, so what are the two of you planning on doing here? I'm not really sure as to what you both have going on, but I can't allow for any of you demons to have your way with the multiverse. And I don't trust either of you, and so what is your move going to be? With the demon scientist Sugami having to chime in, shall I go ahead and release our experiment on the Saiyan, my lord, for it is ready to be used on your command, Master Gira, for I promise that this won't take very long upon beginning, with Gira responding, yes, now go ahead, Sugami, go and set your monster free, and let's see what it can do. As you wish, my master. And now then, Saiyan, I hereby would like for you to watch very closely as to what you will be going up against in a matter of a few moments here, for I promise that you will like what your eyes are going to see. And now behold the fruits of our dark sciences and forbidden sorcery, Saiyan, a shadow born of your very own essence, Goku, to which as Sugami was shown throwing the vial down onto the ground, it was only seconds upon with the gooey head now being shown having to look on up from the ground was when Sugami then went on to continue, gaze upon the specter of your very own potential twisted by my own will, as this demon is the dark reflection of your very soul, Goku. For it was designed to do what you could not, to break, to conquer, and to end your race of warriors, including by putting an end to yours as well. Now prepare yourself, Goku, for you are about to face your ultimate irony, your own blood turned against you. For this shadow demon has not only inherited inherited all of your strengths, but also the dark wisdom of countless eons. This creature is you, only far more destructive and sinister in its nature. Wait, hold on, you guys did what now? A shadow demon that's just as strong as I am at his core? So that was why that little demon on Earth wanted to collect our blood for. So you demons intend to sample our blood off and splice it into creating these things? Oh, just great. To which moments later, as Shadow Demon Goku is now shown having to emerge from the ground in between both Sugami and Gira, was when Sugami went on to chime in. Well, it looks like you weren't as dumb as I originally had taken for you to be, Saiyan, but yes, he will be one among many more, and we would like to see on just how good he is when going up against the original, which in this case would be you, with Gira having to respond. And for your sake, I do hope that you intend to fight our monster with the intention to destroy it, because our Shadow Demon's intention will be nothing short of being the same. Now go and have some fun with this mortal while we watch you in action against him, Shadow Clone. Break him if you want, but do make sure to try and get as much out of him first while you can. And I don't expect for you to fail, understand? Now go, to which as the Shadow Demon was now shown having to charge at Goku, Goku was hereby left with no other choice than to engage against the Shadow Demon, as Goku then went on to quickly respond, "Oh, just wonderful, now I gotta go and try and survive against my own blood? Alright, well let's go and see what you're made of then, because regardless if you're made up of my DNA or not, don't expect for me to go down so easily to you without taking you down with me." In which upon the moment of engagement, as soon as Goku was attempting to strike the Shadow Clone, with the Shadow Clone being shown leaping on above him, was when Gira went on to chime back in. And I am rather curious to see if our Shadow Demon over there could truly outperform its original in every single way, with Sugami responding, "Oh, I can assure you that it most certainly can, but if it can't, then it will simply adapt." To which as Goku's energy blast was shown going right through the Shadow Demon, was when Goku went on to then chime back in, "Whoa, this thing can twist and rip its body apart? So then it knows of a way on how to counter energy attacks then, and it looks like it's really fast as well." In which fortunately for Goku, with Goku being shown moving out of the way upon the Shadow Demon being shown having to attempt to strike him, was when Goku then went on to shout, "Whoa, yeah, this thing's a lot faster than I thought it would be, and so I can't leave any room for it to strike me. Oh, darn it! This thing can mimic the way I fight as well. Oh, this is bad." And I'm liking what I see coming from the Shadow Demon thus far, Sugami, but tell me then, would the demon display any weaknesses that the Saiyan could exploit in battle, with the demon scientist Sugami responding, "None that the mortal's eyes can help him see, but even if this Goku were to find one, the Shadow Demon could quickly adapt and correct its flaws before the Saiyan can exploit them. And as long as the demon remains active, then it will continue to go after its target until redirected otherwise, Lord Gira. And as I made sure that they serve their purpose, as the Shadow Demon has assimilated every fiber of Goku's battle prowess and is also ready to turn his own techniques
Yo, what's up, Ive? How you
against
doing?
the Saiyan, so as long as the Shadow Demon isn't overworked in battle, that is, then Goku would be at a disadvantage, with the Dark Master Gira responding, "Then these Daywalkers are without a hope in the world if we begin to clone the originals and use these Shadow Demons against them. Excellent work, Sugami." To which all the while in the meantime on the battlefield, as soon as Goku's body was shown crashing all throughout the landscape, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Oh, how was he able to do that just now without me being able to see him attacking? Alright, well, change of plans then," Goku continues, "since I can already see that Super Saiyan Blue isn't going to get me very far against that thing, and if that's the case, then I guess that just leaves me with one other option left, which I know has to work. And no matter what happens, it was as I said," Goku went on to power down by then responding, "I cannot, under any circumstance, allow for you demons to get away with all of the horrible things that you're doing down here, so I have to try." As within that very moment, as the Shadow Demon was shown having to miss one of its strikes, with Goku now having to unleash the power of Ultra Instinct, was when Goku then went on to continue, "You demons can try and copy me and make as many Shadow Demons as you like, but in the end, no matter how much you go and try, you will never be able to copy my resolve and the fire that burns within my very soul to drive the forces like you out of this world for good. And you don't have to believe me, cause I'll go and show it to you." To which as the Shadow Demon was now shown approaching Goku from behind, was when Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku was from that point then shown taking initiative in elbowing the Shadow Demon in the stomach, as Sugami went on to then chime back in. Ah, yes, the power that surpasses the gods, as commonly referred to as Ultra Instinct.
We got a Raider
Well, this was certainly a surprise to see the mortal go and draw forward in battle, but what say you, Lord Gira? It's most definitely impressive to go and watch the mortal use this in battle as he was shown doing against the fallen angel Murno, but this too won't be enough to win him the day, Gira continues. And especially not against us he won't, but let's watch and see how this will go, because look there. And I believe our Shadow Demon is beginning to adapt. Enough messing around, Goku went on to utter by addressing both Tsugami and Gira, and I won't allow for the two of you to continue to go through with what you're doing, and so whether it's one of you or both of you, I'll go and take you demons on right here, right now, at once, with Tsugami having to respond, and I'm flattered by your remarks, Saiyan, but you aren't quite out of the woods just yet, or you might want to go and take a look behind you and have a look for yourself in order for you to see. What in the world, Goku utters? You're not damaged? But that can't be. How did my attack not work on you? But then, it was only just as Goku went on to put this into question with the Shadow Demon being shown headbutting Goku away was when Tsugami went on to respond, you didn't honestly think that it was over now, did you, Saiyan? For I made sure to make this as hard for you as I possibly could, with Gira having to respond, and I find it quite ironic on how you had already assumed victory so prematurely, yet you failed to understand that the Shadow Demon in which you face
begin.
Is anyone out there?
Give me the Dragon Ball.
You won't get your wish.
You have my thanks. Give me the Dragon Balls.
I don't have any.
If you do not have them, then I have no need for them.
You're done! Hell!
Fight me.
Here comes the pain! Come on!
Where are the Dragon Balls?
What are those? are the Dragon Balls? I have none. You are a fool.
Yeah, let me just destroy D. I haven't found the EP yet. There might be a civilian in this cave. Nope. Here, Dende, where you at? Showing me all these people last week.
Do or die!
Someone should have said that EP thing. Instead of trying to fight me. Boy, why can I not get these guys? That vehicle movement speed is too good. Big footsteps.
Please help!
Guys, I'm not missing on purpose. Like, I don't know why I cannot. Someone doesn't say that, then they were screwed.
I will not tolerate failure.
I think he's over there. Ooh. Oh, we got the W. These guys took way too long to set that EP.
You're no match for me.
Cannot be so easily beaten with such a simple attack, Goku. For it's almost like you are so overwhelmed that you don't even know as to what you want to do first. Which, as Goku was then shown firing multiple energy blasts at the Shadow Demon, we only from that point then see how the Shadow Demon was able to avoid each and every single one of Goku's blasts, as Goku went on to then chime in, "Oh darn it, it looks as though this monster is fast enough now to be able to react to my energy attacks as though it knows about what Ultra Instinct is. You may not be able to see it," Sugami went on to address Goku by telling him, "but the Shadow Demon knows about your Ultra Instincts. And since its DNA comes directly from you, then it should already also know about how to counter it. Destroying these Shadow Demons isn't going to be as easy as you think it will," Sugami continues, "for they are made to attack at all times, never to let up until they have been ordered to stand down or until they have carried out their purpose, Saiyan. And unless there is more to you than meets the eye that I am not already well aware of, Saiyan, then it'll only be a matter of time before you lose," Sugami says. "That much I can very well assure you, since this demon is my creation." So, the clock continues to tick, Goku, with Dark Master Gira having to respond, "These foolish creatures have no idea on what we have waiting for them that even Goku here has yet to see, as this is all but just the beginning, and no matter what these mortals try and do, they will never be able to overcome the sheer might of what we have waiting for them inside of the Demon Realm," Gira continues, "for they are without a chance in the world, and very soon, once we have collected all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls as well, will they only then begin to realize that there is no hope for survival." To which, in the meantime, when then venturing back over into Universe 7, it was only during Whis' journey in making his way towards the Grand Priest's palace where all of a sudden Whis had now gone as far as to sense something, as Whis went on to then respond, "Now hold on a minute, I'm sensing a very strange vibrational disturbance coming from the opposite direction that I'm traveling towards. Something's happening," Whis adds, "and I'm also starting to sense that not one, but there are 2 energy signatures that I'm beginning to detect," which, as Whis was now shown going into the opposite direction, Whis only then had a feeling that something very bad was happening within Universe 7, as Whis went on to then continue, "I better hurry and find out as to why this is happening, for it might in fact be something that might be connected to what's been going on around here as of late, and so if that's the case, I hope that I'm not too late upon making my arrival in getting down to the bottom of this." To which shortly after, as soon as Whis was now shown having to finally arrive and having to notice as to exactly what was happening, was when Whis went on to then respond, "I should have known that this was happening, and whoever is behind that portal are likely the ones who are trying to steal the Super Dragon Balls from our universe as well. But with my oath in place, there is nothing that I can do about that Dragon Ball, but let's try. Finding these massive Dragon Balls and using our magic to condense them down to size was a lot easier than I thought," Dark Master Jogo went on to respond. "Yes, and very soon, with nothing standing in our way," Dark Master Bakara adds, "our Dark Lord will finally be restored as we go and use these 2, but then, it was only just before Bakara was even shown having the opportunity to finish his sentence where Whis went on to intervene by interrupting, "So you were the ones who were responsible for disrupting the balance of this universe. And from what it looks like, you 2 appear to be demons, aren't you? And while using magic to remain undetected. How very clever." "What the heck, Jogo, look! It's the Angel of Universe 7, Bakara went on to then quickly interrupt. "It's been a long time, Angel," Dark Master Jogo adds. "How are you able to find us after we were careful enough to conceal our energies and life signatures? Have you come to try and stop us from taking this Dragon Ball, Angel?" With Bakara also then then having to chime in, because we aren't going to back down if you are, for this Dragon Ball, along with the others, hereby now belong to us, Angel. And I was able to sense ripples of oddity stretching across the cosmos, leading me here where the disturbance was at its strongest with the two of you. Which now I can't help but question as to what visions or aspirations drive you to seize these celestial spheres, Whis questions. What we intend to do with these spheres is none of your concern, Angel, for we don't intend to keep them around forever either, Bakara adds, with Whis responding, interesting, and is that because you are afraid of the consequences that will come crashing down onto all of you by telling me more about your plan, demons? It would be wise for you to stop what it is that you are doing and go back into your realm, Whis continues, for it would be a shame for you to start something that you cannot possibly hope to finish. We'd rather die than relinquish our position, Jogo went on to respond, along with the Super Dragon Balls that we have collected. And so your empty threats mean nothing to us, nor will it stop us from carrying out our mission in doing what it is that we need to do for the betterment of the demon realm, Angel. Your curiosity is amusing, but ultimately futile, Bakara went on to respond by pointing behind him, for there is nothing and no one, not even an angel, that will deter us from our plans. Your kind usually stands on the sidelines impartial, don't they? For if this is true, then your words are inconsequential, Angel. So we will proceed as planned unless something quite radical were to change the course of our plans, whether you like it or not. It would be wise for you both to know where it is that you are and to not overstay your welcome by taking advantages of what this universe and others have to offer, demons. For even if it means that I must take action against you myself, then I will not hesitate, Whis responds. Oh, you damn angel, Bakara went on to shout as both he and Jogo got into fighting position. Quickly, prepare to engage, Jogo, for we may have to go and get Toro and Gira to aid us against him as well. Now hold your position. Wait, hold on, Bakara, Jogo went on to interrupt. If my memory serves me correctly, as beings who have not fully manifested and crossed over into the confines of your universe physically, you can't engage against us, for we are beyond your jurisdiction to do so, aren't we, Jogo questions? Your angelic code forbids you from laying a hand on us unless directly engaged or given the order, with Whis responding, your claims are in fact correct, demon, for as an angel, the limits of my power are indeed bound by the laws which I must follow, but that doesn't mean that I can't still go and seal your portal away and prevent you from using the same exit of escape, Whis continues. But once I go and speak with the Grand Priest about this, you will know that all that you have done will soon be corrected, for you will not be allowed to cross into our domain without being met with resistance. As Bakara went on to respond, very interesting choice of words, Whis. But you don't have to worry about your precious code or your domain for much longer, and you'll soon see as to why that is. That's right, Jogo chimes in, for we have other matters to attend to that requires our attention. So in the meantime, have fun while you still can, Bakara went on to wave, for it will not last forever either. So we'll be seeing you along with this entire universe very soon, Angel. And for your sake, we hope that you, along with everyone else, will be ready, Jogo says. To which seconds later, with both demons now shown retreating and going back into the demon realm, was when Whis went on to then chime back in. Oh dear, this is far worse than I had originally thought that it would be, which only means that I must hurry and go speak with the Grand Minister immediately before it's too late. And I must see if I can find a way to lift the angelic code that forbids us from engaging in battle as well. To which, as Whis was now shown making his journey to the Grand Priest, Whis now is beginning to understand the dangers that may possibly lie ahead, as Whis went on to then continue. And since it's all starting to become clear to me on just where the Super Dragon Balls are being taken and by whom, I must go and seek out special permission and see if I could assemble the other angels and go and get the Dragon Balls back. As with the Dark Master Toro being shown having to further give commands to the Leviathan in pulling the Super Dragon Balls forward, was when Toro then went on to respond, yes, right this way, my faithful giant, and with everything going just as I had foreseen, we have everything that we need right here with us right now. And speaking of, alas, the last of the Super Dragon Balls has finally been delivered. But it was only just as the Dark Masters Jogo and Bakara were from that point then shown making their way through, was when Bakara then went on to shout, we come to you with both good and bad news, Master Toro, for even though we were able to find and retain the last of the Super Dragon Balls that we needed, there is but another problem that Jogo and I had ran into, with Jogo chiming in. One of the angels who goes by Whis in the 7th universe had confronted us as we were retrieving the final Super Dragon Ball, with Bakara responding, and to make matters worse, he plans to go and take action against us, assuming that he'd go and speak with the Grand Priest about the things that he was able to feel and see, Lord Toro, with Toro responding, then if one of those angels was able to catch on and see what you were doing, then it's more than likely that the others will soon follow as well. Which is why we must do what it is that we need to in order for this to work in our favor, Toro continues. And while we still have the time, we must hurry and go into one of the sacred rooms of spirit and time and proceed with the plan. For we must remain vigilant at all times, for our next move will be a very important one where we will finally enact our grand design. And with the Super Dragon Balls, we will shift reality into our favor by bending their power in order to maximize their potential in secrecy. For there are but a few problems that we must go and deal with first, so it's best to not waste any more time, Toro continues. And with the room that I have selected, finding our exact location will not be as easy even for those angels as one may think. Now let us move. To which in the meantime, when then venturing back over onto Earth and seeing as to how both Gohan and Piccolo were from there shown having to pay a visit to both Bulma and Dr. Hedo, was when Gohan then went on to respond, "Hey you guys, sorry to just drop in unannounced like this, but well, me and Piccolo came here because we have something very urgent that we would like your help on," with Piccolo responding, "And although we know that
Alright,
what
fine,
we're
man.
about to tell you both
Should be
may
in about
seem
2
a
minutes.
bit crazy, but well, if we don't start to get down to the bottom of things right now, then this may turn out to be a much bigger problem than we thought," with Dr. Hedo having to chime in, "Hey, look, Bulma, it's Gohan and Piccolo, and it looks like they've had a pretty rough day on their hands as well," with Bulma responding, "Hey, you guys, well, what brings the two of you in here that would require our help, and what happened to you guys?" "Well, I'll go off on a limb and take a guess and say that they've been in a fight, right?" Dr. Hedo questions, with Piccolo having to respond, "Something like that, but here, we found ourselves engaging against some kind of a demon, and after finally getting rid of him, we found this here," Piccolo presents. "It's a piece of that creature's horn that was on its head, so is there any way that the two of you can tell us more about what exactly these things are by taking a blood sample of this here?" "Wait, do you mean to tell us that this thing here is what was actually on a demon's body?" Dr. Hedo went on to question. "How wacky. Well, for one, the blood certainly looks different." "Yeah, no kidding," Bulma chimes in. "And this thing looks really dense, almost like it was designed to withstand anything with the way it feels." "Oh, well, I'm not sure as to what we could find right away," Bulma continues, "but if you give us some time, I'm sure we could figure something out here," with Dr. Hedo chiming back in. "Well, from the looks of it, its blood doesn't appear to be acidic, but, well, depending on its genetic makeup, I'm sure that samples of its power, or at least what this thing is made of, could be found within its DNA coding, which, well, that itself will also take a bit of time to get down to the bottom of. Well, whatever kind of information that we can go and get out of this thing," Bulma responds. Miss
What the hell's going on with this internet, man? Another freaking Broly, and we lost someone already. Am I blind? Where's this thing? Guy's close to level 2. Not good. Yo, what's up, Super Saiyan? How you doing? Guys, come here. Got out of there. Come on, this guy. What are you doing? I have no idea, Super Saiyan. Just weirdos, bro. And my day was pretty good. Second stream of the day. You didn't see me. Let me get rid of this Dragon Ball. Guy ran away from me. And he dropped the ball. Well, I think Broly might have the last ball. I gotta save this guy. Man, this game is just a wash, bro. This game is just a wash, man. Stardust, what's up? Appreciate you dropping by. Did we win? Fortunately, this match is a wash. All right, man. Just get it over with. All right, nice to meet you, homie. Appreciate you dropping by. We got one more match. Or might play two more. So stay tuned. I have no idea, bro. Honestly, I have no idea. Match was a wash, man.
Probably something that is worth looking into, especially if it's got Piccolo and Gohan all worked up. So let's just go and see what we can find then, Dr. Hedo, and just hope for
You
the
need a solid
best.
team
With
to
Dr.
beat
Hedo
them.
responding, well, we might as well go on ahead and scan this thing by using the
Anyone else?
bone
It's
density
pretty good.
scanner over there. So let's go and give it a read. To which a few moments later, as Dr. Hedo had continued his research and having to look deeper into this horn, was when Dr. Hedo went on to respond, well, this is certainly fascinating. The readings on this thing are all over the place with what I'm getting here, Bulma. Yeah, I can see that, Bulma responds. This
You can't
horn's
think of it
molecular
before?
structure is unlike anything that I've ever
Yeah,
encountered
man.
before. With Piccolo having to address
not
Gohan
even
by then
ranked yet.
responding,
People
well,
are
let's
pretty
just
crazy
hope
on
that we
him.
were able to nail that thing
It's
into
all good.
making
Next
sure
match.
that it never comes back again, because I have a very bad feeling about this, Gohan. Yeah, no kidding, Gohan responds. And with the way they're describing as to what they're seeing, I can only imagine as to what they're going to find in that thing, but I'm also very curious to know more about this myself as well. With Dr. Hedo having to chime back in, there's a pattern of genetic complexity here that's absent in many of the species that we have in our data system, but what's even more interesting is that it looks as though whatever this creature was that Gohan and Piccolo were fighting against has some kind of paralyzing toxin within it, Dr. Hedo continues. And as I'm starting to believe that the nature of this creature, and perhaps others like it, isn't just a product of their environment, but a fundamental aspect of their genetic code. Almost like an evolutionary marvel, with Bulma having to then question, Interesting. So what are we looking at here then if these things are supposed to be so much more of an evolutionary marvel, with Dr. Hedo responding, well, this could be a lot deeper than what we see on the surface, so it'll take a bit of time, but let's just
all
see
good,
what
Mac.
else we can go and dig up first, because, well, the more information that we can gather, the better. To which all the while, when then going back into the demon realm, we only from that point then continue to bear witness to the battle involving Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku and his Shadow Demon, as Goku went on to rush on forward by then responding, and I have dealt with many doppelgangers in my life before, and so this isn't going to be any different than what I dealt with in my past before, so let's do this. The fool doesn't seem to understand that this is no ordinary doppelganger that he is dealing with, the demon scientist Sugami went on to chime in. This is him, only a much darker and more twisted variant of who and what this Goku is at his very core. And soon he will come to find out that fighting these shadow demons isn't going to be as easy as he may assume for it to be. Now just imagine on how much more effective these would be for us, the Dark Master Gira responds, if we went and created more of these shadow demons by using the blood from the most powerful warriors in the multiverse. None of these mortals would even come close in standing a chance, let alone in reaching us if they tried. Actually, Lord Gira, that very plan has already been set into motion, for I have started the process of creating new shadow demons, with each of them mirroring different beings from across the multiverse, with Gira responding, very good news indeed, Sugami, for I wonder on just how far these mortals will try and go if it means fighting for the sake of protecting their precious little universe from what's coming. Yes, and so either way, they will all fail to stop us in the end. As in the meantime, with Goku's Shadow Demon now shown having to get the better of Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku by seemingly having to overwhelm him, was when Gira then went on to continue, and while the Saiyan mortal was shown to put up a decent enough battle against our superior Shadow Demon, I think it is now clear as to where he stands in comparison to his polar opposites. For there is nothing that I can see this Saiyan being able to do if his hands are tied behind his back, Sugami, with Sugami having to respond, then I am glad to know that you are pleased with the results of this brief battle, my lord, as I will make sure that all of our Shadow Demons reign supreme over the originals, to which as the Shadow Demon was then shown kicking Goku away, it had only become painfully clear now that it seemed as though Goku was at a significant disadvantage, as Sugami then went on to continue, and with what I see, I think it's safe to assume that with the Saiyan struggling to adapt to the Shadow Demon, despite of course the Shadow Demon adapting to the original, Son Goku's efforts in overcoming our experiment are dwindling. And what better way to put an end to our little show than by having him sent flying right over here, for he never stood a chance, Gira continues. For there is a lesson to be learned throughout all of this, and a lesson that I hope that he takes note of very cautiously, as what you are about to experience will be a revelation in learning of the difference between us, as you will soon understand that your place in the cosmos is not at the top of the mountain, Gira continues, as you will soon understand that your place in the cosmos is not at the top of the mountain, but beneath the heel of a true demon's terror, Son Goku, as I will go and break you down from the inside out, shattering not just your body, but your spirit as well, Saiyan. Now let this serve as a reminder, Goku, that you and your kind will never succeed in stopping us. To which, shockingly enough, from out of nowhere, as Gira had proceeded,
Yo, Super Saiyan, what was wrong with the phone? Cut it off. 1 second. Another Broly. No, why is the phone ass? What's wrong with it? Why don't you like it? Kind of risky. I heard this guy coming. We're going the other way. This game is called Dragon Ball: The Breakers. And I hear you, Mac. You can have the ball. It's okay. I should have never gave him the ball, bro. See what happens when you try to be nice? I stalled. Did I drop the ball? Where did it go? You got it. Brother, don't lose those Dragon Balls. I will sacrifice. Bro, I'm a team player, man. You can't say I'm not. I have to sacrifice. Hopefully this guy summons. Everyone got killed. Everyone's down. No duh. Ruined the match. But we're finished already. BBL Legends. You don't get the joke? I'll focus, man. Yo, this ability right here. Is that Immortal? That's Immortal Champion, right? That shit costs 750 TP medals from Hercule. The guy gave him the Dragon Balls to play along and he refused.
In connecting a single solitary strike to Goku's spine and now having to completely tear apart Goku's spirit from within was when Sugami then went on to respond, "Yes, this is your chance to put the Saiyan down and out of his misery for good, fellow demon. So now use this momentum to finally shut this Saiyan down and prove to Lord Gira as to why I've placed my trust in you. Show that Saiyan as to why you are superior in every single way, demon." To which moments later, with Goku's body ricocheting towards the Shadow Demon, with the Shadow Demon now seizing this opportunity and elbowing Goku in the stomach, it was only just between with the two attacks now having to take a toll on him, where Goku was from there shown powering back down, as Gira then went on to respond, "Excellent, and with that, so falls the mighty Goku." What did she just do to me? I can't hold on to my power. to where this was now it, because with Goku now being shown dropping on down and essentially being knocked out by both of these attacks having to take a toll on his body, was when Sugami then went on to continue, "You never cease to amaze me, Lord Gira, especially since it's been a very long time since I've seen you use your spirit distortion technique, but alas, these mortals, no matter how powerful they claim to be, often go and leave themselves wide open by letting their emotions dictate the course of their battles for them. For it is a mortal flaw that ultimately becomes their undoing," Sugami continues. "They fight with feelings, leaving their defenses vulnerable,
it's all
just
good,
as
man.
our clone was
Don't worry
able
about
to
it, Grizzly.
find and exploit by the very end. And although these shadow demons
okay.
may not be able to grow stronger in a
Next match.
traditional sense, their strength lies in their
Oh, what's up,
ability
Will?
to adapt during the course of any battle, as they are already at their peak from the moment of their creation, my master," with Gira having to respond. "And with this test successful, we have proven that our demon clones are more than capable of contending against the originals."
Yeah, I think I gave you the Dragon
which
Ball, right?
only
But you
now
got
means
KO'd.
that more
It's all-
will be
it's okay.
created for when the time comes for us to
It's all
make our moves, Sugami. For you have done well to prove yourself and your creation, but for now, we will go and put our guest right back to where he belongs in the meantime, as for now, we must turn our attention to the other threats that loom, as Goku was but one small piece in a far larger puzzle. So we will go and keep him here until Lord Toro calls for his life to be ripped away, right after Lord Raijin is wished to be set free, of course. But let us not forget that we
No
must
worries, man.
remain vigilant
Good game.
until that time is
We
right,
almost
Gira
won.
continues. And so we must be ruthless in our pursuit, leaving no stone unturned and no realm unexplored in our quest, Sugami. So in the meantime, we will continue to refine our army and collect the Super Dragon Balls while our friend remains within his cage, Gira continues. As it's for the best, since this Saiyan still poses a threat to our plans,
Right
so
now
we
we have 6
cannot
out of
run
8
the
players,
risk
just
of
need 2
having
more.
him roam freely within
Next
our domain. For our maneuvers must be cloaked in the shadows and our intentions hidden until the moment is right. For when it is that we finally strike, it will be with such force and precision that the entire multiverse will have no other choice but to ultimately yield to our very will, Sugami. But little did
What's
anyone
going
know
on,
that
bro?
far off in the distance, as the demon Kibi was shown having to oversee all of this, was when Kibi then went on to say to himself, "And I can't help but wonder, as the more I ponder on the truth, the more I continue to question.
Or you need to
What
get
if this
another phone?
Goku is not the harbinger of doom that we have labeled him
This
out
thing
to
was
be,
right.
Kibi questions. I don't trust this Saiyan, not by a long shot, but what if his presence here in the demon realm is truly but a result of circumstances beyond his control, or worse, what if the things that he was
just get
saying
an
had
iPhone and call it
actually
a day.
turned out to be true? Could bringing back the fallen angel Murno truly be something that will destroy us all, Kibi questions? Are they all not made well aware of the things that this fallen angel could do to us if he were to somehow be revived? Or do they simply not care? For I didn't sense any lies that were coming from him, and so therefore there must be more to him than what any of us could see on the surface, Kibi continues. For I can go and destroy him right now if I just so choose, but maybe it is best for him to go back to where he came from rather than remain here where he currently is. There was
Nah, you
no
need to get
way
that
that he
Wi-Fi
could have
right
pulled
now.
off a victory with Master Gira there having to oversee this entire battle, which
Gotta
only
stay
means
strong.
that they were simply keeping him here so that they could use him. Use him for his combat prowess and his blood samples. But who are you, Saiyan? At your very core, who are you, Kibi questions? He could have went and ended my life when he struck me, but he didn't and decided to spare me. Well then, if you had found it within you to let me live, then I owe you the favor, but not without getting something out of you while you're still here. For I can't go and let anyone see me, but for what it's worth, you better give me all of the information that I seek, because once this is done is when you and I can call it even. To which, in the meantime, when then venturing back on over onto Beerus's planet and seeing as to how Beerus was relaxing by eating a set of grapes as Vegeta was shown reading the book that Whis had given him, while continuing to not think much of it and having to look on over and seeing as to how Vegeta was fixated on this book, was when Beerus went on to then chime in, "Tell me something, having any luck by getting anything useful out of that book that you're reading there, Vegeta? For you've been very quiet now for the last half hour, so you better not go and get too lost while flipping through those pages," with Vegeta responding, "Well, this book has actually given me a bit of information on how those demons down there in the demon realm operate, along with providing providing me with certain spells and techniques on how to engage against some of them, but I'm trying to decipher its methods and how they are done in battle. For there appears to be more in this book that talks about these demons and how to engage against them than you may think. Oh really, is that so? Beerus went on to then question. Well good, because maybe you'll go and clear them all out of my universe if you manage to actually learn of some of these techniques on how to get rid of them, Beerus continues. And besides, if anyone thinks that any of those demons stand any sort of chance against the Destroyer God, and especially after having battled against that angel Murno, then they have another thing coming, for I will not hesitate to do what must be done in battle. But then, it was only to the sudden shock of both Beerus and Vegeta where a voice from out of nowhere then went on to chime in. I would slow your roll down if I were you, Destroyer, for you have no idea on what we are or whom you are dealing with. So unless the two of you have some sort of a death wish that you wouldn't mind us having to grant, well then we'll be happy enough to see that through for you, with Beerus having to then question, what did you just say?
Yeah, the cues aren't looking good tonight,
dare
man. Still
arrive
10
on
minutes.
my planets without my approval? Oh,
About 10
now
minutes to fight a
you've
match.
done it, for I will not tolerate any kind of disrespect towards me on my planets. That's right, Destroyer, the demon
Assumed
Haas went on to
earlier
return by
they got pretty
responding.
dead around
However,
5:30.
we weren't sent to come back here so that we can lay back and eat grapes all day either, for we're actually on a mission to get something. And so one way or another, whether either of you like it or not, we will get what we came here for, as I promise you both that it won't take long if you just go ahead and do the right thing here, and just simply give us what we want, so that way we'll be on our merry little way, understand? And since we already had extracted what we needed from you back on Earth, Saiyan, me and Oru here were sent to come and collect something from that god of destruction while we're in the 7th universe. And don't try and assume that we're alone either, for we demons tend to have eyes and ears all around you, with the demon Oru responding, we came here for a sample of your destroyer's blood, so give us what we were sent here to collect or you will be destroyed, for our time in this universe is limited. And so now what will it be? Will you both choose to comply or shall we engage? With Vegeta responding, as if I'll allow for what happened on Earth before to happen here again. You fools have no idea on what you just did by coming here. And as far as I'm concerned, the two of you won't be going back with anything, not while I'm here. The one with the big mouth, is that him? Oru went on to then question. Is that the one that Sugami had told us to use the vial on? Has? It must be him, with the demon Has responding, oh yes, that's him alright, but we'll use our reserves just in case we run into any trouble. They were only on my planet for no less than a few minutes and I'm already tired of listening to them speak, Beerus went on to then sit up by responding, as I'm not really in the mood to go and do it myself, but you and Goku owe me for ruining my ice cream, so now destroy them, Vegeta. To which, upon Vegeta being shown now having to crack his knuckles in slowly making his way towards the demons, was when Vegeta then went on to respond, I'm already 3 steps ahead of you, Lord Beerus. Go and take my blood back on Earth now, will you? Alright, demons. It's time that we get up close and personal for a moment, so that way we can get to know each other a little better. And so with that said, which one of you will be first? Gather together, Dark Lords, for the time of great change is finally upon us, as from here on, we will go and use the Super Dragon Balls during each rotation that we get, and ensure that they remain intact before they are able to scatter away, so that way we can use the Time Chamber's recharge time to go and use them again. So we will go and hold them together for as long as we can, so that way we can get as much out of these Super Dragon Balls that we possibly can, as I will need you all to pay very close attention and not lose your focus during each of our wishes, understood? For there are several things that must be carried out before we are able to set Master Raijin free from his prison, with Dark Master Bakaro responding, then we will make the most of this extremely rich opportunity to ensure that we get the most out of this moment, Lord Toro. Indeed, for for they wait for us, Dark Lord. So in the meantime, do not forget about the plan nor waver in case something goes wrong. For we must ensure that everything goes according to our plan, especially with our first wish. Understood? For we will start with the biggest thorns at our side and work our way down until we are able to set Lord Raijin free. Got it? Because as long as we remain hidden and away from their watchful eye is where we will hold the upper hand, Toro continues. And while we do, the entire multiverse will soon be within our reach, for our expansion draws near, Toro went on to then add. And with one of the many Leviathans here to ensure us that the Super Dragon Balls will remain under our control, then let us begin the summoning process and start using them now, with Dark Master Jogo having to chime in. Yes, for let us proceed and change the landscape of the entire multiverse once and for all, with Toro having to then shout, then let us move, for our time has finally arrived. And now, almighty eternal dragon, your presence is required. Now come forth, almighty dragon god, and grant us our wish. Pretty peas. In which within that very moment, as the Super Dragon was now beginning to form and having to exit from the Dragon Balls, was when the Dark Master Gira went on to chime in. Amazing. Just look at the size of this creature simply by emerging from those condensed yet still massive Super Dragon Balls. Well, either way, let us hope that all goes according to our will once we are able to make our wish, with Dark Master Jogo responding, then let us be patient and see how this will go, Lord Gira, for the last thing that this dragon will want is to have us turn against it. In which moments later, with the Super Dragon now having to oversee both the Dark Masters and the Leviathan standing in the time chamber, was when the Super Dragon went on to then respond, you who have gathered all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls, what is your wish? Speak now, for I will grant them. So this is the almighty and all-powerful Supreme Dragon, Dark Master Bakaro went on to comment. What an incredible sight to behold, but we must not waste this small window that we have while it's here to make our move, Dark Ones. I agree, Toro responds, but first we must go about by not freeing Lord Raijin so quickly, for if his presence were to be felt by the gods, then they will surely come swooping down and try to put an end to our plans, with Gira responding, then shall we go and do something about the Grand Priest and Omni Kings first, since they would pose the biggest threat to our plans, with Bakara chiming in, yes, I agree, for the lower gods are the least of our concern here, Lord Toro, with Toro responding, right, then that is what we'll go and do. And so, alright now, Dragon, now our first wish is to abolish the Omni Kings from every plane of existence in getting rid of them forever, as we wish for the total and absolute eradication of the Omni Kings at once. Pretty peas. Your wish to destroy the Omni Kings and rid them from the pages of history this
After you beat like the story, what do? You just play online? I've honestly only played online, I think twice. It was during, was it Kantan City got taken over by Frieza, I think? Like years ago, bro. If my memory serves me correct. Maybe I'm gonna try to go down there. Then go on over here. What can we do as multiplayer? Like we can play events together, right? And we just fight each other? Like 1v1? Do we do missions? Can we do the story together? I don't remember. Boss rates? Xenoverse 2. I haven't played Xenoverse in years, bro. Basically stuck here for now. Alright, we got stream snipe. You got me, bro. There's no way in hell this guy knew I was there, bro. No way. Nah, he came close to me, then he used key sense. There was no reason for him to come to E. Where was I? Yeah, I was in E. Remember, he did area destruction, so he didn't see me hiding down there. He came right to me and then did the key sense. Trust me, bro. I've experienced stream sniping before. Like, look where I was hiding in that corner. It's okay, we lost anyways. Not gonna be salty about it. We lost.
Super Dragon responds, cannot be granted, with the Dark Masters left in shock with Gira having to then ask, wait, but what? The wish cannot be granted? But why? How could that even be? With Toro putting into question, but that's impossible. Why can't our wish be granted if you are said to have the ability to grant any wish that anyone may desire? We demand answers as to why this can't be done, Dragon, so explain. Though while the Omni Kings remain omnipotent, the Super Super Dragon responds, they are beings who transcend the very nature of both space and time itself without any limitation placed on them which prevents them from further doing as they please. For they are not bound by the same laws and conditions that govern other beings, the dragon continues, as their very will is the law of the cosmos and their existence is synonymous with the very existence of reality itself. The Omni Kings are not mere beings who exist within any specific realm, but they are rather the very architects of its existence, as their authority is absolute, encompassing all realms, dimensions, and entities who stand before him, including me despite my power, the dragon continues. Simply put, the Omni Kings can destroy themselves if they so choose, and while having you wish for them to be destroyed is simply too vast and goes far beyond my ability to have this wish be granted for you, with Toro responding, oh, but how can that be? And so only an equal Omni power that is identical to theirs can do it? And so those little worms just can't be wished away? But there must be something that we can do in order to rid them of our troubles before Lord Raigen's arrival. For we must find a way to get rid of them for good, and we must do it now, with Dark Master Jogo responding, perhaps while we wait and think of another way of removing the Omni Kings from this equation, we should shift our focus onto doing something about that pesky Grand Priest and those guards who watch over the Omni Kings, with Toro responding, yes, but of course, they too pose a very big risk to our grand plan if something isn't done about them. Alright, Dragon, we wish for the imprisonment and permanent seal of both the Grand Priest and the Omni Guards right now. We demand for them to be removed and placed within the prison realm at once, with the Super Dragon responding, your wish to seal away the Grand Priest along with the 2 Omni Guards who watch over the Omni Kings shall be granted. As during this time when venturing on over inside of the Omni King's palace and seeing as to how the Grand Priest was playing red light, green light, 1, 2, 3 with the Omni Kings was when the Omni Kings then went on to respond, alright, we're about to start now, so you better be ready because this time we're gonna get ya. So here we go, you ready? Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Aw, he's not moving, the Omni Kings went on to then both say. Are you sure he didn't move, the present Omni King asks, with the future Omni King responding, no, I didn't, but the Grand Priest is really good at this, so let's hurry it up and try again. Let's go, let's go! Well, I will say that I do believe that thus far, the Grand Priest went on to respond, that I am the one who is in the lead here, sire, so shall we go again? Okay, but this time you're going down and you know it, both of the Omni Kings respond, so get ready because we're going to totally catch you this time and you know it, so here goes. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, did he move? Did we get him this time or were we too late? Oh, well, let's just hurry and keep trying then. Alright, now you've done it, Grand Minister, because this time we're going to catch you for sure, so here goes nothing. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Hey, he's gone, the Omni Kings utter. But where did he go? With the future Omni King questioning, do you think he's hiding from us somewhere? I don't know, the present Omni King responds. He just vanished from out of nowhere, but where did he go? As within this time, with an unsuspecting Grand Priest now shown being teleported within the prison dimension, was when the Grand Priest went on to then question, what is this? Why and how was I just brought here? And this realm? Wait, I remember this place, for this is the prison dimension. But why was I brought here, and more importantly, by whom, the Grand Priest went on to question? For something's not right, as I am not supposed to be here, and so I must hurry and return to the Omni Kings immediately. But then, it was just before the Grand Priest could even go as far as to act, where from out of nowhere, a metal straitjacket was then shown appearing onto his body, as the Grand Priest went on to shout, what? This suit? Angelic containment armor? No, I must hurry and... But once again, before the Grand Priest couldn't act in making any sort of change was when a mask was then shown forming around his face, as the Grand Priest went on to then say to himself, I can't move my body, but how could this be? For there is no mortal god or angel who could have done this unless... But of course, this must have been the result of someone using the Super Dragon Balls to do it. But who, the Grand Priest questioned, and from the looks of it, they have summoned a sealing ritual to trap me. For I must try and attempt to break free from these chains and this armor before it's too late, for I can't run the risk of leaving the Omni Kings all alone without me there to watch over them. I must still try. As the Omni Guards from out of nowhere then surprisingly enough went on to address the Grand Priest by responding, Almighty Grand Minister, can you hear us? We are here with you, but we can't move. We are sorry, Your Majesty, but we cannot do anything to help you, for we are trapped too. No, not you too, the Grand Priest then went on to respond. Then what that just means that with the both of you sealed in this realm with me, the Omni Kings therefore remain alone and unattended. But worry not, fellow guards, for I will find a way to break out of these chains and set you both free so that we may return to the Omni Kings at once. But even with the two Omni Guards and the Grand Priest attempting to shake their way out of this was when Toro went on to then respond, Tell us now then, Dragon, is it done? Were we able to do away with the Grand Priest and those Omni Guards who protect the Omni Kings? We want to know the results of our wish right now, so now tell us. With Super Shenron responding, your wish was successful, for the Omni Guards along with the Grand Priest have been locked away and sealed within the prison realm, where they shall remain and slumber in until the seal is undone or broken for them to be set free. For they will also remain restricted from using their powers in any way to break free unless the wish were to somehow be reversed or undone by those who wish to set them free, with Toro responding, Excellent, and with those three locked away and out of our way, their empire will slowly start to deteriorate without them being around to do anything to stop it. Angelic prisons were always known to be inescapable, and since this is a realm that the
I was on
Grand
Twitter
Priest
for a
had
second,
created
locked
to
in.
keep those who have been deemed as guilty locked away for all of time, then what better way to make use of that place than by locking them all away instead? In which within that very moment, as both Omni Guards and the Grand Priest were now slowly being shown going to sleep, was when Toro then went on to continue, and now that they are out of the way, this just leaves us now to deal with the Omni Kings, for we must figure out of a way to set them aside before we wish for Lord Raijin to return. Because either way, with them out of the way, there will be nothing and no one that will stand in our way of stopping us, with the Super Dragon responding, and now that I have granted your wish, I hereby bid you a farewell, with Gira quickly responding, Oh no, hurry, Dark Lords, before the Super Dragon Balls scatter away, we must go and bind them in place while we still can. Yes, and now, Leviathan, Toro went on to shout, grab hold of all 7 of those Super Dragon Balls by using the binding chains right now! In which, back within the hyperbolic time chamber with the giant Leviathan now shown using the binding chains and wrapping them around the Super Dragon Balls, was when Toro then went on to continue, Do not let them escape our grasp, and so grab hold of them and remain in place until we have claimed them all again. Yes, that's right. Now with our magic, hold them all in place, Dark Lords, for it is almost done. Steady, steady. There we go, for they are finally all stable and ready to be used once their recharge time has been completed. Wonderful, and now we wait, with Jogo responding, but how long do we have to wait until we are able to use the Super Dragon Balls again, with Toro responding, not long at all, in fact, for while they're in here, it'll only take about 3 hours per turn before we are able to reuse them again, and so goes the rest. And while we wait, Toro continues, we must think that if the Omni Kings cannot be erased through the power of the Super Dragon Balls, then the next best option is to find a way to permanently immobilize them without engaging them. And so for as long as the main gods are taken out of this equation, then our plans will go without a hitch. For there is no living creature that is without some kind of a weakness that leaves them wide open, and so we must think of a way on how to get rid of them once the 3-hour time limit comes to an end. So let us consult. As even in the meantime, while this was shown happening, when then venturing on over throughout the multiverse and first having to visit Universe 1, was when we then began to see an example of the demons having to make their move all throughout the multiverse, as Angel Owama went on to respond, Well, would you look at that, you went and set another record for yourself, Lord Iwan, for you are currently at 997,584,963 inverted push-ups, sire. And as I am starting to wonder on how many more of these you have left. And as I'm starting to now wonder on how many more of these you have left, do you not wish to go and take a water break, my lord? With God of Destruction Iwan responding, I still have plenty more of these left in the tank, Owamo, so just keep counting and don't let this distract you. I will reach 1 billion if it's the last thing that I do, unless I lose balance. And so I hope you're keeping track over there, Owamo, as unbeknownst to an unsuspecting Iwan with a hand now shown having to slowly reach on out from a portal, was where the God of Destruction Iwan continued to do his push-ups without having to realize, as Iwan went on to then continue, because I'll go and say that no other God of Destruction among the bunch will ever out-push up me, and especially not without taking a few water breaks in between, with Iwamo having to respond, now hold on there just a minute, and just where in the world did that hand just appear from, as Iwano went on to then respond, hey, are you counting, Owamo? You better be marking down those numbers so that way I don't lose track of what the... There we are, that's all that we need, so thank you very much, you silly little furry god, the demon went on to respond, in which upon the hand being shown plucking a small hair from Iwan's head and causing Iwan to fall on down was when Iwan then went on to shout, oh, hey, what gives? I was just about to go and set another record, Owamo, you ruined it! So good.
Why is everyone stole my red hair, bro? My Xenoverse character looks just like my Breaker's character. He has Bardock's armor, I think. Same hairstyle.
I've set a super time machine,
That might be
as
your
well as a
problem.
crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
It's still not working? I can hear it.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Flying Nimbus!
You found a power key. Go slot it.
I wanna go that way. What are you doing over there? guy stole my cue, bro. Yes.
Great! You know what to do with that key.
Damn, I even see us go.
Hey, great! You found another power key.
very much.
Use it quick. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Close to my level 3.
Flying Nimbus!
Great! You know what to do with that key. That's a new power key. Place it now.
Well, we found all the keys. We even set that E key. We set the A key. I wasn't even paying attention. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna try to get him out of here so they can set the key. I think he stopped chasing me. Yeah. We might have to fight it out. Well, we only have the 4 balls. Wait, this guy. One person with the dragon change. I wasted that. I wasted that. Bro, this key blast suck. Man, I put Trunks as my level 3 so I can use that his burning slash, but it's good when we're jumping him, not 1v1. Just got a sensu beam. You can still win. They just have to go to the time machine. Bro, go to the time machine. Done with this game, bro. I'm done with this game, bro. Guys, we could have won that match.
Are you okay, Lord Iwan? That wasn't me who just touched you just now. For did you not happen to see on what just happened with Iwan having to question, wait, no, what do you mean? What happened? There was someone here on my planet? But how? I didn't sense any visitors come here, with Angel Awamo chiming in. Well, I'm not quite sure, but if my memory serves me correct, then I think that whatever that was just now had originated from another dimension, Lord Iwan. But where? In which back on over within the Demon Realm, as we now get to see exactly as to why this was when Demon Sugami went on to then question, tell me, were you able to retrieve a sample from Universe 1's destroyer for me to use, Gimo? I trust that you have what I want, with Demon Gimo responding, we did, though we had to keep our distance and wait for the right time to snatch a piece of his hair. Nevertheless, we have what you've been longing for, Sugami, for we hope that this will be of great use to us in your experiment, with Demon Sugami Sugami responding, "Excellent work, Demon, for this will most definitely come in handy in creating the ultimate god hybrid. But I still require more samples from the other remaining gods of destruction, so in order for this to work, I would need for you to collect the last remaining samples from the gods whom you have not visited in order for my creation to be brought to life. Do this and do not fail me, Gimo, for once Lord Raijin returns, I want him to see the fruits of our efforts, so go and collect whatever you can get your hands on, whether that be hair, blood, skin, energy, or anything that you could for this to work. Now go." "Understood, as we will not let any of you down, Doctor, for we know exactly as to where we will go next," with Demon Sugami having to then say to himself, "Good, yes, very good, as we will soon have our own personal weapon that will counter each and every single one of those gods of destruction, and especially if the Dark Masters and Lord Raijin would already have their hands full elsewhere. But in order for this to work, I will need 12 samples from each and every single one of those 12 gods of destruction for this to become a reality. And as I have no doubt that we will have everything that we will need in order to make this all work in the end," Sugami continues. "And as Lord Toro had instructed for me to go out and design the ultimate counter to a god of destruction, and I will make them more than what they have asked for me to provide, and as I will create a demon destroyer who goes far beyond all 12 gods of destruction. For we will forge an unbeatable army with some demons channeling the very nature of those whom we sample it off of. Yes, and once we do, there will be no one left who will be able to stand in our way again." In which, in the meantime, when then venturing back on over to Beerus's planet and now seeing the demon Oru go after Vegeta, was when Haas went on to then shout, "That's right, now go and tear that mortal Saiyan into pieces so that way we can go and collect what we came here to collect by running through that god of destruction." But Vegeta, on the other hand, did not seem as though he was sweating Oru at all, as Demon Oru went on to then respond, "It would be wise to accept your fate rather than resist, because you won't be able to beat me and you know it's mortal. Not a chance, Demon. You've lost your mind if you think that I'll just give in to the likes of you. So you better not disappoint me by having that low-level demon be what does you in, Vegeta," Beerus went on to shout. "Now go and make him pay for his disrespectful remarks, Vegeta," as Oru then went on to respond, "The Dark Masters have entrusted us to do what we must in order to make sure that all goes according to their plan. And we will make sure to do everything within our power to make sure that we get it done, even if it means having to rip right through you in order to make it happen." In which, within the heat of battle, as Vegeta was shown having to avoid each and every single one of Oru's strikes until Oru was able to wrap his tail around Vegeta's leg and having to make him fall, was when the demon Oru had now seized his opportunity and having to take advantage of this, as Demon Haas went on to then continue, "Yes, yes, just like that, Oru, but be careful against him, for this Saiyan was regarded as being one of the more aggressive ones of the bunch, so watch his movements. This one doesn't look so tough to me, Haas, so where is all of that power that you said this warrior would have, because I don't see it within him. You are all the same," Oru then went on to continue by smashing down on Vegeta, "and very soon, the Dark Masters will have their way with you all once they plunge your world into darkness." But then, it was only from out of nowhere now, with Vegeta shown having to transform into a Super Saiyan and knocking Oru off of his body, was when Haas then went on to respond, "Oh, damn it, I forgot that these Saiyans have the ability to transform. Oh, I should have expected as much," Oru then went on to respond, "for his power has completely changed compared to what it was before. Did you demons truly think that you'd be able to come down onto a world like this and expect for there not to be any resistance against you?" Vegeta then went on to question. "Well, you were wrong, because we aren't going to be pushed around nor threatened by the likes of you and your kind," Vegeta went on to then attack Oru. "Demon or otherwise, I am sick of having to deal with this entire situation, and therefore, I am going to go and put a stop to it myself if I need to." "Oh, don't let him get inside of your head, Oru! The Dark Masters made it clear on what the mission is, and so now go and take this Saiyan down now!" now! In which even despite with Oro attempting to reach Vegeta, with Vegeta being shown having to lean out of the way, was when Oro then went on to continue. Bro, you could never face off against us demons and live to tell about it. For mark my words, you will be crushed before you ever had the chance to even try. But Vegeta, on the other hand, was not having it, because despite with Oro attempting to attack Vegeta, with Vegeta being shown slamming Oro down onto the ground, was when Vegeta then went on to respond, then why don't you go and do something that will put me in my place if you can, demon? Because if you're on some kind of a mission on reaching Universe 7's God of Destruction, then why are you having such a tough time in getting past me then? Well, I could tell you as to why that is, Vegeta continues. It's because you are all weak. You demons can't possibly expect to compete against the likes of us and think that you can win with laughable power like that, do you? For I will smash your body into pieces and send you back to your masters in a pool of your own blood, demon. Now watch as I will go and do just that. To which, as Demon Haas was then shown reaching on behind them in the portals, when Haas then went on to respond, "I'll curse that Saiyan. He's a lot tougher than what we gave this mortal credit for, as it looks like he's going to leave me with no other choice than to have to go with Plan B that was given to me by Dr. Sugami in case things were to get a little messy here. Now where is it? For if we were to gather any kind of sample from that God of Destruction, then we must hurry before they're able to do anything to stop us. Yes, there it is. So it's better to be safe than it is to be sorry," Haas went on to pull out a vial by responding. "And in the case of that Saiyan over there, well, I'm not sorry about anything. So cheers to ya, Mr. Mighty Mortal of the 7th Universe. Because if you thought that we would go and make this easy on you, then you thought wrong, and so this will be the price that you will have to go and pay. And so now let's just see what Dr. Sugami had been cooking up in that laboratory down there while splicing this mortal's DNA. Which the best part about it all will be the fool won't even know what hit him. Strange. Now what is that annoying little demon up to over there?" Beerus went on to question. "Because I can tell that without a shadow of a doubt, they're plotting something. And so now what exactly was inside of that little vial container that the ugly little one over there went and smashed onto the floor of my planet? For I know that whatever that might be can't be good," Beerus continues. "And unless Vegeta decides to take his sweet time by destroying these creatures, then I'll have to step in and do it myself if necessary." As over on the other side, with Vegeta shown having to continuously smash his foot down on Oro's head, was when Vegeta then went on to continue, "You are all so pathetic that it almost feels insulting for me to waste my time on such weaklings. And because I feel as though my time is being disrespected, I am going to continue to kick your head in until your brain, assuming that you even have one, is spilled all over the ground, demon. Maybe at least then you'll be able to fully comprehend the errors of your mistakes, as you and your kind will never measure up to the might of a Saiyan, you parasites. Now crawl back into the hole that you came from." But then, it was just from out of nowhere, with Oro being shown grabbing onto Vegeta's leg before Vegeta was able to make contact, was when Oro then went on to respond, "You foolish Saiyan, you clearly aren't as bright as I feared that you would be, which is ironically fortunate for us because you won't even be able to see what hits you when it does. So can you feel it, mortal?" With Haas having to laugh by responding, "Such naive simpletons these daywalkers in this universe are, for little do they know of the real dangers that they all have coming their way. And since they don't know, now we'll wait and see on how this will all turn out in a matter of a few moments." "Oh really?" Vegeta questions, "and just what in the world are you babbling about, demon? What do you mean by not be able to see it when it hits you? What are you plotting, you worm? For you better start talking right now." But then, it was only just from out of nowhere, with Vegeta being shown getting kicked in the face, was when Oro then went on to quickly respond, "Oh, don't you worry, cause you're about to find out," with Haas chiming in, "You know, you really shouldn't go and express such overconfidence without first having to understand what it is that you're going up against, Saiyan, because now you're in for it. Now, maybe my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, Beerus went on to respond to Vegeta, but is that you over there that's standing on the other side, Vegeta? Because whatever that was that just hit you is now standing right over there, and it looks just like you, Saiyan, with Vegeta responding, "Oh, what the heck is that? No,
I've never
there's
seen
no
this manga,
way that
so-
what I'm looking at right now is
Who knows,
actually
tonight we could have
real,
done
but
this one. Hopefully.
how?" In which, from out of nowhere now, standing before Vegeta was the first time that Vegeta ever had a glimpse in having to bear witness to his own Shadow Demon, as Demon Oro went on to then respond, "You fight with the confidence of a man who has never considered his own downfall, but we demons have watched and learned within the shadows in identifying the weaknesses that come with such arrogance, as in the end, it will be your own strength and your own blood that will seal your fate. So now do you see, with Demon Haas having to chime in, and in your arrogance you were too blind to see that we went and created a much stronger and far more superior version of you that will most definitely be far more useful in tearing right through you before reaching Lord Beerus." In which, in the meantime, when then venturing back on over inside of the hyperbolic time chamber and seeing the Super Dragon be brought out yet again was when the Super Dragon then went on to respond, "You who have gathered all 7 of the Super Dragon Balls, what is your wish? Speak now. What will you want your wish to be for me to grant?" With Kira having to then shout, "Yes, now is the time, Dark Lords. Let us begin by bringing back the fallen angel Murno as our servant first. For this should be our second of many wishes." With Toro having to then shout, "Then it shall be, for we wish to revive the fallen angel who was destroyed that went by the name Murno. For we wish for his resurrection now immediately." With the Super Dragon then responding, "To resurrect the one who you refer to as the fallen angel Murno presents a far greater challenge than one may assume, for it is a very complex wish to grant. For as the complexity of your wish lies in the fundamental nature of how Murno was erased, for it was an act that had been carried out by the very forces that govern the principles of our universe," the Super Dragon continues, "as such a request was made prohibited and stands as an irreversible request to grant. For this order of command was passed down by Zalama the Dragon God, the Grand Priest, and the Omni Kings themselves." Wait, say what? Toro then went on to shout, "The wish can't be granted? But how could the wish be irreversible?" With even Dark Master Bakara responding, "But that can't be. How could the Eternal Dragon not be able to grant our wish?" And to further add, the Super Dragon then continues, "Murno's erasure by the Grand Priest was an exercise of divine power that had severed the angel completely from the continuum of existence itself. For this level of eradication is so profound and complete that it nullifies any possibilities of resurrection, for Murno's body along with his soul could never be restored into existence again, as this order is passed directly down from the great kings themselves, so therefore your request is null and void. Now what is your next wish?" Interesting, so his soul along with his body could never be brought back into existence, huh? Toro questions. But there must be some kind of way to bypass this. And if Murno can't be wished back to life, then there must be something else that can be done, for we still have a few more things to take care of before wishing for Master Raijin to be freed. If I can make a suggestion, Lord Toro, Dark Master Jogo went on to grab onto Toro by responding, "For we might want to consider increasing our numbers from within our army, but not only by resurrecting the previously destroyed demons, but by enhancing our most powerful demons and having them reach new levels of power, my lord." With Toro responding, "Actually, come to think of it, this
Got a
may
Raider
in
match.
fact work. Alright then,
It's gonna be the last match of the
here is
night.
our next wish, for we wish to resurrect and strengthen our ever-growing army within the demon realm by maximizing the strength of our most powerful demons," Toro shouts. "Grant us our wish and strengthen strengthen our numbers from within the demon realm at once. Pretty peas. Your wish to resurrect those who have fallen and strengthen your most powerful demons within the demon realm shall be granted. In which back on over within the demon realm, as newer and more vicious demons are now beginning to rise up from the ground, was when Toro then went on to continue. Wonderful, for everything is going exactly as we had foreseen, as with our numbers doubling and continuing to grow, one by one we will get exactly what we've been looking for, and soon, once Master Raijin is freed, is when the multiverse will come to a complete standstill. 3, 2, 1. Time's up, Dark Lords. For the Super Dragon Balls are fully good to go and be used again, and now that we have managed to take care of one problem, it's time that we go and take care of the other by finally doing something about those infuriating little Omni Kings once and for all. And since they can't be wished away or be erased, then we'll just go with what we had talked about and execute Plan B instead. Yes, that's right, Gira went on to then chime in, for this will no doubt buy us more than enough time to go and figure out for a way to destroy them while they remain.
Gotta lock in Mac.
Let the Carnival of Terror begin.
I think there's someone at the bottom there.
Give me the Dragon Balls.
Even if I had one, why would I
If
give
you
it to
don't
you?
have them, then I have no need for them.
Yeah, right there.
Give me the Dragon Balls.
What is that?
Careful now. This will be like before, and I won't be gentle.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Where is everyone?
Where are the Dragon Balls?
I'm sorry, everyone.
There's a civilian over there, but I don't know where
I'll
he
make sure your
Exactly.
death is quick. Where are the Dragon Balls?
Dragon Balls? What?
got locked into someone. Getting key rush, bro.
Eradicate them!
We lost her. Got me.
You won't be able to cheat death again once I've torn you into a million little pieces. Why, you? Do or die. You won't be able to cheat death again once I've torn you into a million little pieces.
You're done! Let's go!
You won't be able to cheat death again once I've torn you into a million little pieces. Come on!
Runs, bro.
You won't be able to cheat death again once I've torn you into a million little pieces. You won't be able to cheat death again once I've torn you into a million little pieces.
Bro, they whooped my ass. Just so I wouldn't kill this guy. But I got level 3. And I don't have no Dragon Balls, so that's not good. Yo, Mac, how do you do that move, bro? How do you do that move? They always get me with that move, man. When they do like a backflip kick.
Here goes.
Where did he go? Yeah, I'm not ass Super Saiyan. %. To put some time on the machine, bro. I can still cook this level 4 if I operate properly.
Consider it done.
Ooh, we got lucky. Ooh, we locked in. We're on pressing all type of buttons. We got it.
You're no match for me.
Got the W. Mac, you see that W? We out here, fam. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream now. If you stayed this long, I'd like to say thank you. We streamed for almost like 6 hours today in total. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, have yourself a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.